Good afternoon, attendees, and thank you so much for joining us. Welcome to webinar Microsoft Dynamics Sales CRM platform for those who are not ready to settle. And let me introduce myself. My name is Olga Saddarov, and I'm a project manager with a consultant background. My team and I work hard to implement complex solutions and help organizations have very well-working whole solutions covering various processes. And I represent the company BCS Iteran, which is very well known on Estonian market, but also internationally. We have 22 plus years, and we are a trusted Microsoft partner. We work in such areas as ERP, BI, HRM, and CRM. And our main concept is offering competitive and comprehensive solutions to organizations who want to have competitive advantages. But today, we are focusing on CRM solutions, and we are going to talk particularly about Microsoft Dynamics Sales, which is a big CRM platform offered by Microsoft. And I believe this webinar is going to be mostly beneficial for those organizations who are either planning to integrate their very first CRM solutions or dealing with so-called CRM legacy. We will talk about it. But basically, whatever organization is trying to arrange their processes and get them covered by comprehensive solution should definitely benefit from today's webinar. We are going to send you the links for demo sessions, and we are going to show you the actual environment, and we are going to show you functionalities right in the environment of Microsoft Dynamics Sales. However, today, this is not our main focus. Before we talk about peculiarities and all the functional options of the Microsoft Dynamics Sales platform, we feel that we should push this question one step back, and before we talk about peculiar functionalities, we should consider general challenges that organizations today face when choosing a CRM platform, and maybe the approach that they should pick up and use while implementing or developing and modifying their existing CRM solutions. So this is the agenda for today, and we are trying to follow it. If you feel that I should pay attention to some of the points, please use the chat and let me know. To talk right about the challenges that we see as IT partner and as CRM platform implementation partner, this is the classic example of what we see when we start dealing with a CRM project. So we see the companies having minor CRM solutions. Mostly those are solutions only having customer database and customer information there. Maybe some pipeline for sales. And when we take another wider look at the processes and the software solution being used in the company, we see numerous outstanding solutions covering other processes such as contract management or debt management. And when we say, but where do you keep all the documentation? People show us SharePoint structures, and they have separate standing SharePoint structure and solution. So lots of salespeople have their personal records, albeit a notebook, a quick notes, all kind of written records, or all kind of non-existing records only happening in salespeople's heads. But lots of salespeople do have the knowledge that does not get to any software solution. And then we see emails, and they all exist in Outlook. And what some companies do in order to have an overview of the sales department's work, they try to share their emails and they add them to some public folders. And lots of companies use a specific software solution for call centers when they want to record their calls. And this is a third-party solution. So what we have in reality, in addition to this minor CRM solution, is actually quite a Frankenstein solution that the companies operate with. And they find it very difficult to get everything synchronized, to make sure that salespeople share the information they have about their customers and about their processes, and to make sure that all the documentation is stored and the management do have an overview of the processes happening in the company. This is a very classic example, and I would say this is the main challenge of what we see today. And the reason why we see it is that most of those areas, for some reason, are not considered to be sales processes. So when companies choose CRM platforms, they do not think that debt management is also a part of a CRM process. They do not believe that documents should be synchronized and can potentially be synchronized seamlessly and can be integrated as a part of CRM solution. So this is what we see, and this is the conceptual point of view that we would like to change. So if we try to sum up, the main challenge today is that most CRM projects today are very bulky legacy projects. And the minor CRM solutions used cannot be developed and modified the way organizations need that, because the initial platform functionality is very restricted. So you cannot develop it to the point where everything is integrated and everything is covered. So what we also see, and what is also a problem from our point of view, is a number of custom integration. As I said, today, in case of CRM solutions, we are not talking about one platform. We are talking about Frankenstein combination, and most of the third-party solutions get integrated in some custom way, which is a very risky place to be at from the point of view of technical risk. So all those integrations need to be handled and managed by numerous IT partners, and they are not risk-free in terms of long-term perspective. And as I said, so one thing is that when we usually come and we start designing and analyzing CRM needs, we very often talk about processes that do not feel to be and do not seem to be CRM related processes on the face of it. So when we're talking comprehensive platforms, so how are they different? And what do we mean by that? And what is the main idea of our today talk? So comprehensive means something that covers the solution as one whole system. Comprehensive means that all the different modules and all the different spheres of software solution should operate as one whole system. So what is the difference, and how do we end up with a platform, not a Frankenstein combination? So if everything what I'm saying today at some point fades away and you remember nothing but murmuring about comprehensiveness, I would really want today attendees to remember two main points. So the first point is that when we're talking about modern solutions, the reasonable expectation towards a CRM solution is that it works as one platform. And by one platform, I'm talking that all the Microsoft products should be integrated already with the CRM solutions. When we are talking about dynamic sales, so it already has built-in integration from Microsoft Point for finance and operation and for Business Central. So those systems operate as one. That means that whatever is being done in dynamic sales, it can be synchronized with your ERP system, albeit your customer data, albeit invoices, sales orders, any details, products and product descriptions that you are using, they all are synchronized and can be kept together between ERP solution and sales solution. Not to mention all the Microsoft products such as SharePoint, Outlook, Teams, OneNote, whatsoever. Not only are they integrated by Microsoft, they are built in CRM platform. So that means that you can use your CRM platform and initiate Outlook conversation and write email to your customer right from your CRM solution, and at the same time you will see the same email. You can track it both from Outlook and from the solution itself. The same situation with Teams, with Outlook calendar, with all the appointments, with SharePoint document. So all those documents, all those events, tasks and plans can be tracked both from outstanding separate Microsoft solutions and from the CRM platform. And when we are talking about third-party solutions, which still happens, so you still might want some fancy call center, which is probably not built up by Microsoft, but you have some nice standing solution. So for those solutions, Microsoft provides very seamless integrations and ready blocks for integration. So we're not talking about custom-made situation for every third-party product. We are talking about ready modules to be used. So technically, it is way more risk-free, and it lets different products operate still as one product, and nothing has to be doubled and recorded and saved in two different places manually. So it still operates as one main platform. So one key point for today, reasonable expectation, is seamless integration, and another key point is built-in functionalities. And what I mean by built-in functionalities, Microsoft has pushed the idea of comprehensive platform one step further. And in some cases, we are not even talking about integrating different Microsoft products, but we already have those functionalities within the solution. So talking about Microsoft Sales, we have, for example, Power BI module right in the solution, and it can be used in different ways. So for example, what you can see here is a dashboard which both depicts the ongoing sales and the results of ongoing sales, and tasks and phone calls and calendars. So this was a dashboard put together as activities bar for the user. The same way for as an example of Power BI module. So here we have a dashboard representing the results. So where we have open opportunities and leads, and then we can see money, we can see the scope, we can see hours implemented, and we can set it up the way we want. But the idea here is that we are not even talking about integrating separate solutions. So we have this module already built in. And my idea here is that, so when you have so many different functionalities put together in one platform, the usual activities and the usual entities are brought to a completely different level. So you can have accounts and customer data in pretty much every CRM solution that you are using, but when you have all those helping products integrated, we are talking about a completely different quality. So we are talking about not only a customer data entered into CRM solution. So you can see all the related documentation right from solution, all the communication, whether it was done via Outlook or Teams, all the meeting notes, all the planned events, you can see it right from CRM solution. And this is definitely a point where I would recommend you to take a look at the demo session that we will send you later. So there we will share environments, and our consultant will walk you through those entities and show you a little bit more of actual functionalities that I'm talking about. But right now, let's move on and talk about the concepts. The second point that I would like you to remember after today's webinar is actually redefining sales processes. So as I said, one of the challenges that we see today is that sometimes the companies do not include very crucial processes into CRM projects because they don't consider them to be sales related. What do I mean? For example, this is a classic example of a great entity provided by Microsoft Dynamics Sales, which is called Opportunity.
And this is something that some customers, some organizations have problem with because it doesn't speak to them. They do not use the term opportunity in their day-to-day life. We say, you know what, we run projects, or you know what, we sell things, or you know what, we are not even sell anything. So we are an insurance company and we deal with insurance cases. So, and this is the moment where we need to be very specific. So this opportunity entity is very important to take a look at special sales processes or let's say cases, or let's say one sales activity that we can consider from the very beginning to the end. So let us say that we are talking, you're a company and you sell houses. Selling one house might be this one deal, one sales project. Let us say that you are an insurance company, and let's say that you close insurance cases. Then one case can be a sales project, one opportunity. And the same thing for different spheres. So an opportunity is one project, one deal that we would like to consider separately. So sometimes when we only consider accounts, we can easily miss some ongoing projects. So we can see that there is one big customer and there are several separate deals with the customer. And we can see that the customer is being dealt with. There is active communication, there is correspondence and events. But if we take a look at the project separately, we will see that there are only 2 very active projects and 3 are abandoned. So the idea of those opportunities is that you can divide every deal, every process into stages. And because Microsoft Dynamics Sales is a platform that offers very wide range of setting up opportunities, of developing opportunities, you can give every stage as detailed look as you want. So there can be steps and sub-steps in every stage. For example, if you say that you are selling something, you know that the first step is that you register incoming interest from the potential customer. The second stage that you prepare documentation, or maybe you prepare a quote, and maybe you just clarify the background, and maybe you can have some studied procedures that the salesperson has to follow when they work with such a deal. So you can be as specific as you need, and for every stage you can have either compulsory or optional steps, you can have requirements, you can have flows, so you can guarantee that your salesperson will follow the procedure the exact way that you see it. And you will have all the communication related to this particular case recorded, and you will be able to track it. You will be able to analyze it further on in BI reporting in terms of the sums the particular deal is going to provide you, and in terms of the deadlines and in terms of financial flows that you're expecting from that. But now, when we say that this opportunity is one potential sales deal, most of the companies very well took it and started to use it in terms of selling goods. And selling companies now are very familiar and they're using it to their best benefit. However, what we see today is that the same approach can be applicable to all the other companies. So whatever deal, whatever process, which includes communication with the third parties, which has stages and steps, can be dealt with using those opportunities. So that means that today's CRM solutions are used not only by selling companies, they're using by companies dealing with debt management and insurance companies, and wherever companies who have cases or processes as one of their business processes. If we want to sum up what I've been talking about, and if we want to come up with the main advantages and disadvantages and the differences between what we see in terms of what I call a Frankenstein solution, a minor CRM solution, and a huge amount of those additional solutions and additional third parties products, and a comprehensive platform. So what should we pay attention to, and what are the main advantages, and maybe I wouldn't say disadvantages, but things to be aware of. So one thing, if you consider a comprehensive solution and implementing a comprehensive platform instead of a minor CRM solution, you should know that you are going to have a huge infrastructure behind this product. So we are not talking about having numerous different IT partners supporting different parts of your solutions. We are talking about Microsoft infrastructure with all their developers and all their specialists developing regularly and investing a lot of resources into developing this huge comprehensive platform. And we are also talking about Microsoft partner network. So even if you work with one Microsoft partner with a solution like this, it will be always easy to find support if needed whenever you are, just because this partnership network is that wide. So this is an obvious advantage what our customers bring out when they switch to those comprehensive solutions. Another thing that I just want to point out is that for Microsoft solution and particularly for Microsoft Dynamics Sales, we are talking about a solution which is very easy to be set up the way you want it. So as I said, today we are not looking into peculiar functionalities because the way those platforms can be set up, there are so many different various styles, and they can be fine-tuned and tailored to work for different organizations. And in case of dynamic sales, the setting up and developing is also adjusted to the point of low-code and no-code options, meaning that most of setups and most of developments are quite easy to be implemented. So those are very obvious points that you should benefit from when we use such a platform. But what should I also point out as things to be aware of? So, and maybe that is one of the reasons why we have this conversation, like to begin with, why is it not that obvious that most companies should start from these comprehensive larger platforms instead of creating those Frankenstein solutions, is that when you take a look at the very first onset platform, it might not speak to you. So I know that today attendees use lots of Microsoft products, including Microsoft ERP solutions, Business Centrals, and Finance and Operations. So if you remember the moment when you took the first look of the first demo with the Fabricam sample data in Business Central, and it felt like it's all blank and empty and not reflecting any of your processes at all. So this is the same feeling that you probably have when you start working with whatever large platform you have. In the very beginning, it looks very blank, clumsy, huge, and it looks like the terminology used might not speak to you. And while at the same time, when you consider some minor solution, it's usually nice and pinky and funny and sample data, and you already see that you can implement it yourself in 2 days, and you can start using it and be happy about it. So that's the difference, and that is the point that you should be aware of, that onset platform really won't strike you as a ready solution. So, but it is the way it is because its idea is to offer you all kinds of ways how you can design it, how you can adjust it, and make it work to make it tailored for your particular organization. Which brings us to another point, which means that there is a certain approach to analysis, planning, designing, and implementing the solutions needed. So that means when you took a look at this very blank solution, you might feel that that is too much. You might feel that there is huge amount of implementation to be needed, that there probably you need to put into many hours of development to make it look like something that talks to you. So this is not the case. So in our demo sessions, so we will show you that examples of how it can be integrated and set up. And a little bit later on, I will also show you what I mean by designing. So, but the message here is that it is the way it is because you need to design it and tailor the way it works for you. But the wide range of options that you can use for that cannot be compared to whatever minor CRM solution you might have. And another point that we probably want to point out, the truth is, so when we are talking about comprehensive solutions and we're talking about very large platforms, you do need a strong implementation team. So you do need the professionals who can help you with developing and setting up and explaining those peculiarities. And definitely that's why we are here. So we will tackle a little bit the idea of implementation steps just to illustrate the point I've been just talking about. So when we implement CRM solutions, the project structure is the same. We start with diagnostic and analysis, and we do the design. And once we understand like what kind of setups and developments you might need and integration, so we do all the developments, we test, we train the people, and then we go live with a nice and beautiful solution. So on the face of it, there is nothing too different, but I just wanted to pay attention to the first stage, because this is the stage what brings you from looking at a very blank and clumsy solution that doesn't speak to you to a solution that actually has your face and a solution that reflects your processes. This is the stage of diagnostics, analysis, and design. And as an example, you now see a wireframe used by our team during a very first stage and the very first conversation with our customer who wanted to create a great CRM solution for their team. So as you see, what we usually do, so we have these 5 frames and we can plan whatever blocks the customer needs. In this case, as you see, the customer already wanted to have color segmentation. So this green had to indicate something that the account or the customer of the organization was in some green sphere. And then wanted to bring out that information. They wanted to have separate tabs for billings and for ongoing projects. And they had statistics and marketing materials. So and all the related documents and related contracts and whatever quotes are being done and whatever timeline communication is there. So this is the way how we design your solution. And if you're unsure about comprehensive platform and you understand the advantages that it will provide to your organization, but you are still unsure because you feel that this is too much work, I absolutely recommend you starting a diagnostic and designing process, because this is the moment where you see how this big platform can be tailored and can take the form that you are going to use. So I hope that you got my message here in terms of the comprehensive solution. So you're absolutely free to send us any questions that you might have. You can use the chat field that you have now, or you can send the questions later on. So I will just add a few words on our next steps. So first of all, what is happening next? Whoever has registered for this webinar, and also those people who are watching this webinar as a recorded video, you are free to turn to us and we will provide links to videos where you can take a deeper look at the functionalities the CRM solution has. So you can take a look, you can see how the main blocks there are used, and you can see sample data and sample solutions. Also, what you can do, you can contact us. And if you feel that you have some particular topic to be discussed, or you would like to have a more particular demo for your organization, please contact us. We can absolutely talk about it. I thank you so much for participating, and feel free to join us for coming webinars as well. Thank you so much and have a nice day. Bye.